Commissioners Court will come in order. Will everyone please rise for the pledge of allegiance, followed by the prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Commissioner Williams, please lead us into prayer.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day that you have granted us. Father, be with us as we do the agenda of this court. Father, guide us and protect us as we go through this week. Father, bless our county with some money. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Well, good morning and welcome. We have a forum today. Our county attorney is out today. And we'll go to number 2, review and act on minutes of September 25th and September 28th.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes from September 25th and September 28th as presented.
Okay, motion's been made by Commissioner Wright to approve the minutes for the September 25th and 28th.
Awesome.
Second's been made by Commissioner Head. Any other comments or questions? All those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 3, audience with individuals. Mr. John Brown, please come up, sir. Good morning.
Thank you, Jeff. Commissioners. Thank you for a few minutes of your time. I'm John Brown. I have 35 years of commercial construction experience, and I just wanted to address a couple of comments with regard to the lithium battery storage project that you guys heard about 2 weeks ago. I wasn't here, but I read everything that they presented. And so what I'd like to offer for your consideration, and you probably already thought of this, the Valor team brochure that they presented, in my estimation, was nothing but smoke and mirrors. They didn't talk about anything of substance. They just talked about phrases that they didn't back up with evidence. So, first example, 2 of the founders, they proudly proclaimed military veterans. I think that's great. Under their service. That has absolutely nothing to do with lithium battery storage. Okay, I'm a veteran. That'll make me an expert in lithium battery storage facilities. But what bothers me about what they presented, both in their brochure and in the Centipede brochure, is they talk about robust safety systems. Show me the data. Show me the actual fire test of a lithium storage system like you're going to put in. Show me it being on fire and what happens, how you put the fire out. I don't think they have that information. Under the Centipede brochure, they talk about safest in class. Again, that's an empty phrase without the data to support it. Safest in class doesn't mean anything. They talk about their brochure, explosion prevention and safety features. Hydrogen detection, active ventilation, fire detection, fireproof installation, and optional clean agent fire suppression. Once again, show me the data, show me the test where one of these systems, the storage blocks, is on fire and how any of this stuff helps put out the fire. I don't think they can do that. And I think all of you have probably seen videos of just a car, lithium batteries on fire, and a big city fire department. Okay, how do they handle that fire? They stand back and let it burn because they know they can't put it out. Now, I know that Bill Voigt's a big city and we've got a great fire department, but we're not equipped when one of these things catches on fire. And I don't think that all of their robust safety systems are going to do the trick. We're going to have acres of bombs sitting out there. Please send this project on down the road to somebody else. Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, John. Thanks for your comments. Also, there's one other lady I was going to introduce. Is there anyone else that signed up to speak today? Anyone else? Yeah, not hearing anybody else, I'm gonna, on the audience individuals, I've asked our new Mills County Appraisal District person to come up here, Miss Connie Carroll, to introduce herself to everybody. Connie, welcome. You probably don't know all these people. This is Commissioner Mike Wright, Commissioner Robert Head, you know me, Commissioner Dale Parton, and Commissioner Jason Williams. Go ahead. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Connie Carroll. I am the new chief appraiser for Mills County. Very happy to be here to represent you all. I come from the title business. I was a vice president for 32 years for a big company in Austin and retired. Didn't think I was gonna go back to work, moved to Mills County, love this town. We bought the old Ruby Berry's house. So we're renovating it, redoing it.
Out on the
Anybody
moment.
been out there for 5, 6
Yeah.
weeks and see it? We have done a lot of work. And I just decided that I wanted to go back to work and I wanted to work for this town. Represent this town, be get very much involved in this town. I come from Georgetown. Lived there since 1979, was involved in a lot of things there, the caring place. I volunteered most of my time and I just like to give back to the community. So I decided, I walked in to turn in some paperwork at the appraisal district. They said, wow, you knew exactly what to turn in. Why? And I said, told them, they said, we have been looking for a chief appraiser for almost a year now. Would you consider applying? And I did. And I met before the board and I got the job. I'm so happy to be here. Y'all ever need anything? I told Judge Johnson the same thing. I am an expert in surveys, easements. That was my expertise. Was an examiner for forever. So I know how to run title. I know what to look for when you're doing your plats and so forth. Expert right here. So y'all feel free to come over to the office and I'll help you out. So I just wanted to thank you for loving being here in this town. So anything I can get involved in, let me know.
Well, Connie, thank you for coming. And also, we all look forward to our tax statements, which are going out, which are going out tomorrow, October the 10th, correct?
Well, we did get them processed.
Okay.
On Friday.
Okay.
It was approved, everything. So they're gonna be mailed out on Wednesday. So
Okay.
everybody should get them Thursday or Friday.
Something to look forward to. Yes, ma'am. Well, Connie, we appreciate you coming here.
Everybody's favorite on Friday.
I know, exactly.
Well, Connie, thank you. We look forward to working with you.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Well, we look forward to working with you quite a bit. As you know, we have lots to do. Well, Connie, thank you for coming. No one else for audience with individuals. Hearing none, we'll go to number 4, review and act on accounts payable. And commissioners, I'll bring your attention to, I think, on the accounts payable, page 8, and we also have a Zoom, Sheriff Hammond's on Zoom. There's a question that was brought up late last week regarding the sheriff's office expense regarding 2023 Tahoes. And Sheriff Hammonds, can you hear me? We can hear, I know you can hear me, but we can't hear you, Sheriff Hammonds.
Now you
Anyway.
can.
Okay, now we
Can you hear
can.
me?
Yeah, Sheriff Hammond, what the deal was, there's a issue about it's over 50,000, as y'all know, commissioners, about going through the bid process. We all approve the sheriff's department's getting these 2 vehicles. But of course, we only go by whatever policy there is to do this properly. Commissioner Williams, did you have any comments
No,
on it?
I just saw that on Friday and I reached out to Deputy Garza to verify that this did go through a purchasing agency. And then Clint and I had some talks on through text messaging, and they were going to get back and let us know if this did go through some kind of purchasing agency or because originally back in March when we talked about it, we were going to go through, I want to say the Sheriff's Association or something like that. So I didn't know what purchasing agency we went through.
Okay.
That was my only concern. I do know that they need the vehicles very badly, and I
Yes.
didn't want this to be, didn't want to miss out on the sale of these 2 vehicles.
Yeah, that's the main thing. I remind the Commissioners Court, it takes a long time to get these vehicles. There's a big demand for these vehicles, and we don't want our sheriff's department to miss out. And again, we won't go by the proper procedure. So Sheriff Hammonds, any comments you got? I'll turn over to you.
Thank you, Judge. Just a quick note to Commissioner Williams' question that we went through the Sheriff's Association procurement program again, like we did the recent ones that we had purchased with the approval of the court. And I know that in months past, we've had extensive discussion about that window opening to place your order and stuff. So sometimes you run into issues on budgeting, and the window was open for a certain agency and then they didn't purchase them. And I got a phone call from one of the dealers that I do quite a bit of business with on this procurement program. And he actually had two sitting in the lot and gave us the advantage to tag them. So I directed Chief Garza to go ahead and tag them. But you know, if we're out of line, excuse me, if we're out of line on the budget process, you know, it is what it is. I think all of you, if you've been watching the news and stuff, the strikes that are going on with Ford and Chevrolet and stuff. So the window of production that we thought would come open by now has not, due to the strike. So we don't know when that's going to end, and we don't know when they're going to start building these units again. So I'm the one that made that command decision just based on the talks that we had previously in court, that these units are so hard to come by. But and that's the reason why we've done it. If the court wishes, like I told Jason the other day, we will cancel that order and we will just continue to put some money in the ones that we've got. I think everybody's familiar with the Explorer, or yeah, one Expedition, I'm sorry. We went ahead and had to stripe it because a lot of our vehicles are ending up in the shop and stuff, and now we're having to utilize it to add to our patrol.
Okay. And again, Commissioners, we approved this money for this, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months ago. And we definitely want the Sheriff's Department to get what they need.
But we also
no,
approved it
the-
in a different budget cycle.
The budget cycle, that's
So,
right.
I understand that, but let me make sure I'm understanding Sheriff Hammond's correct. You went through the purchasing company of the Sheriff's Association on these, or no? The Sheriff's Association didn't buy these and you're just buying these directly through Reliant Chevrolet or Reliable Chevrolet?
So, so what the SAT did is they created a procurement program with some discounted rates. And you're assigned different areas of the state of Texas. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to purchase from your designated dealership in your area, because we all know that dealership may not have that vehicle. So right now it's ever sheriff and police chief for himself on getting these units. But yes, we've been using the SAT procurement program for quite some time, just for the cost savings. And like I said, you know, we just jumped on it based on the previous discussions that I'd had with the court on obtaining these units. But trust me, there's a line of people that will take them up. I don't want to tie up Don's inventory when he can get those pushed out to somebody else that needs them.
So we did go through a procurement program, so, okay.
Okay,
That's all I was asking, to
Yeah.
make sure that we went through that.
okay. That's fine with me, G. We just want to go by the book, what we're supposed to do. So if that will work with the court,
This is the over the 50,000 is fine.
say that again.
Over the 50,000 is fine.
But if it goes through the
Without
procurement
covered
deal, my
by-
understanding is anything under 50, you don't have to, but over 50, you have to.
Yeah.
And you have to go, yeah, the procurement program, so he's saying that we went through the Sheriff's Association procurement program. So we can purchase these over the 50,000, or it'd be like going through TIPS.
Yeah.
That guy has done. It'd also be like going to the
Mr.
bond or whatever.
Commissioner Williams, and you're probably there where you can show Commissioner Parton, you can actually go onto the SAT website and go to the procurement program. And it has the list price already posted of the units, whether you want Ford, Chevrolet, or whatever. And those are agreed prices that state of Texas has basically locked into, and those dealerships can't change those prices once they post them. The only additional cost is your upfitters outside the purchase of the actual vehicle. So that's why if you're looking at the base price of the actual vehicle, that is not inclusive of the upfitting with the safety lights and the installation of the radars and radios and cameras and stuff.
Yeah, the only recommendation I would make is that when we turn in that invoice to the treasurer's office, that she has a copy of that procurement agreement. So for the auditors, because when I went down and looked at the invoice after talking with Deputy Garza, it doesn't have anything on it about procurement or anything. So, and that's my question. So we just need to make sure that that procurement number.
But it's more of a program because it's free to all law enforcement agencies. Of course, we can get the agreements. I guess it's produced through the Sheriff's Association of Texas and provided to her for the auditors.
Deputy Garza has just brought, I guess, the form for the Sheriff's Department's procurement fund, SAT. So like I said, as long as we go by what we're supposed to do, I'm all for it. So commissioners, any other questions on the Sheriff's Department about the purchase of the 2 Tahoes? Any other questions or comments? Commissioner Williams, anything else?
No.
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve the accounts payable. And like I said, everything looks good on the purchase of the vehicles and from what I've seen.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we got, I made a motion to approve the accounts payable, a second by Commissioner Wright. Any other discussion on the accounts payable? All those in favor of approving the accounts payable, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Moving along, consent agenda. Commissioners, we have quite a bit in the consent agenda. As you go see all the reports from all the different offices in the courthouse. I'll point out our veteran service officer, you look at his month was extremely busy. Craig Wright's doing a great job. Our EMS is still averaging about 2 calls per day. And I will mention something, Guy is still here. His wife is puny today and Guy may have to leave early. So blessings to your missus. I will bring up the consent agenda, gentlemen. There's 2 things regarding the facilities report. So as you know, we've been working on the doors at the EMS building for quite a while. They arrived 3 or 4 weeks ago. But we got notice just this morning that October the 18th, the doors will be installed. So sometime next week, next Wednesday, I think's that date. Come on up here if you want to say anything, Guy. Regarding the consent agenda or facilities report.
Yes, sir. The email also stated that he's still gonna look for other vendors. Said they're all tied up, so I sent an email back to Justin Brownwood overhead doors. Didn't see if he checked with them yet. That's the only thing I need to do on that.
Okay. And one other thing I'll mention under facilities report, we're still getting quotes for plumbing outside in the basement. We're waiting for Bonnet Plumbing to get some quote on possible doing some reworking down there with the sump pump, correct?
Yeah, he's gonna meet with Brian Isbell and come over and see what kind of solution they can come up with on that.
Okay.
So.
Are we still kind of on course with what we were talking about, or have they explained that?
They're gonna look at it. I don't think we're gonna be able to run a line underneath that footer steps. I think that footer should go too deep.
And they don't have a clue on that.
No, no, that,
No way on that.
yeah. Bonnet was more, he was of the opinion that the idea of putting the sump pump, just dig out a hole, put a sump pump down in it and pipe it out. That might be the way to go. So. And that may be the most cost effective fix, because if we try to tie in with that manhole over there, we gotta take out that entire set of steps. Yeah. And then dig it all up and go all the way over there, so. Yeah, Ryan Isabel will probably get us another option, and that's a full.
Okay. And Guy, again, if you need to leave, I know we got the EMS discussion later, but if you need to leave for your wife,
I call her,
she's hanging in there. Okay. Well, thank you, Guy. We'll talk to you later on during the EMS report. So anyway, as you can see, gentlemen, very busy, all departments extremely busy this last month.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Williams to approve the consent agenda. Second by Commissioner Wright. Any other discussion on the consent agenda? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No, the ayes have it. Okay, moving down to action agenda. Consider an act on bond release of Rolling Oaks subdivision. And we've got a young man here today. Doug, you want to come on up here, sir? This is Doug Maresco from this Rolling Oaks subdivision. Good morning, Doug. We've had the pleasure to work with Doug, Commissioner Wright and I. In fact, last week, Commissioner Wright and I went out with Doug along with the engineer, Sam Swan from Swan Engineering through their subdivision. And as y'all can read on here, Doug is here to ask for the release of the bond release from the Rolling Oaks subdivision. And in y'all's packets, commissioners, from Swan Engineering, you can see where Mr. Swan went out and verified everything's done like it's supposed to. All the culverts, the drainages, the 10 orange, et cetera, et cetera. Infrastructure looked like it's all in place and it looks like y'all did a great job. Roads are built to specs. Also, the only thing that was not done at the time was there was no outlet signs on some of the roads. And that was due to them losing the order or whatever. And this morning, Doug has sent to me the no outlet signs are all up. Yeah. And I can, if commissioners, y'all need to see all the pictures of the no outlet signs. They're all on this. And I will let the commissioners ask any questions now you need to ask for Doug regarding this bond.
I did get the bill from Sam. I did cut him a check. I had a copy of the check.
Okay.
And his bill was $950.
Okay.
So he emailed it the day that he emailed it.
Okay.
And I put it in the station.
Okay.
But I'll follow up with him.
Sure. Commissioner Wright,
Doug, I appreciate working with you and what you've done for the county out there and all the access to the county right of ways. They all look good and anytime I had any problems, you corrected them and I appreciate it.
Go both ways. I appreciate working with you too.
yeah, and I think I'll add too that Doug helped on some of the county roads off on the backside. They did some infrastructure and also helped make the road better than what it was, our county road. So we thank you for that service. Commissioners, any question or anything? I've consulted with our county attorney Hale last week about this matter. And his comments were, assuming everything's good with the engineer, that we can sure release the bond.
I make a motion that we do release the bond for the Rolling Oaks.
Okay. Motion's been made by Commissioner Wright, seconded by Commissioner Head. Any other questions or discussion, commissioners? All those in favor of releasing the bond to Rolling Oaks subdivision, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. And Doug, I'll get that signed and release later on today after Commissioner's Court. So yeah, come by or we'll mail it to you, whatever you want to do.
I'll just come by this week.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Doug, thanks for coming. Thanks for all your work. You too. Moving on, number 6, considering act on budget amendments. Commissioners, in your court packet, we have a budget amendment. This is ARA expense to increase this line item so that leftover funds can be expensed from last year's budget.
An amount of $17,849.26.
Yes, sir.
I make a motion that we approve the budget amendment.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Williams to approve the budget amendment. A second by Commissioner Wright. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the budget amendment, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 7, consider an act on approving surety bonds for Deputy George Drake, Deputy Clerk Joy Now, Justice Clerk Tina Cobalt, Deputy Tax Assessor Collector Brittany Cornelius. And gentlemen, if you look in your packages, you'll see Western Surety Company We do these surety bonds all the time for our employees, and I'll make a motion that we approve the surety bonds for those four named individuals. Motion has been made by me, second by Commissioner Wright. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving the surety bonds for those four individuals, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 8, consider an act on reappointing Brandon Greavy to the Board of Mills County Central Appraisal District. What happened on that? If y'all remember, we approved Brandon earlier this year sometime to take an unexpired term for a board member. So Brandon took that unexpired term, that board member's term ended in the year, which was Brandon's term. And this will be for a new term starting January the 1st.
Is he willing to serve?
Yes, he is willing to serve. I contacted Mr. Greavy and he's done a great job on the board. I would recommend that we approve him to Mills County Central Appraisal District.
I'll make a motion, we approve it.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Head to approve. I'll second that motion. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving Brandon Greavy to the Mills County Central Board Appraisal District, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 9, consider an act on TIPS agreement for courthouse security cameras. Mr. David Sons, good morning, sir. Long time no see.
So I was charged, going to the vendors that they presented to us for it did, asking for a tips quote. We actually had 2 vendors that were tips members, thinking your packet, probably makes for ASAP. So this is just a company, we all have the scope and what we're trying to accomplish here. The Gateway, or Graceway Group did not give me their information for Friday, so they will include that in the package. But I did include the pricing in their summary sheet.
Any Graceway?
Graceway.
On here it says Gateway. Gotcha. I was double checking.
It is Graceway. So, ASAP for the courthouse, the pricing is $58,951. This is a tips quote as well. For the OEC is $355,480.82. And the line that says additional cameras for the courthouse during our IT meeting that we had last week before last. We talked about the possibility of adding some additional cameras because of the new election laws. There's going to be a camera required for the election room and also for the IT room. And while we were doing it, we talked with Judge Smith and Judge Johnson about adding cameras for this courtroom and also for the district court. And then we also discussed the elevator, but not sure how easy that's gonna be.
Well, if I remember you stating the elevator is going to be an issue with old technology there.
That's the issue.
If we don't have to, I don't see that we need to on the elevator.
So the quote that you have here for the $23,762.81, that's for 6 additional cameras. So that would be one for the IT election, for the IT room, 1 for the election room, 2 for the district court, maybe 2 for this. Can't remember exactly. There's a total of 6.
And David, the other company, Gateway, did not get back to you?
They did not provide a quote for the additional camera.
And the additional cameras, how many total cameras are these again?
6.
6, you said? And you said 1 or 2 in the election room or whatnot?
Right, one in the IT room, 1 in the election room,
Okay.
2 in the district court. And 3 here, so right.
I think so.
Okay.
Just making we have those.
Okay.
The biggest concern was in the county, I mean, in the district courtroom was the balcony.
Correct.
How we were gonna, how you get cameras above and below the balcony back over that way.
Commissioner Sheriff Hammonds has a question. Go ahead, Sheriff Hammonds.
Sorry to interrupt. Have y'all visited with the District Judge Smith about the cameras in the district courtroom?
Yes, sir, we did during the IT meeting, on the 27th, I believe. He said that he wanted cameras there, just no audio.
Yeah,
Okay,
all these cameras, Clint, the courthouse will have no audio.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure of that because there's some rule of law there on recording those those issues in district courts. I wanted to make sure Judge Smith was aware of that.
Sure.
Yes, sir, he was in that meeting. So Graceway Group, when they came back, they came back with some aggressive pricing. Their pricing for the courthouse is $55,736. For the LEC is $499,782. Now that covers year one. Graceway's yearly cost for licensing for those cameras for the courthouses, starting year two, $3,184. And then starting year two for the LEC, $15,526. So the difference between those two is ASAP, once you purchase, install, you're done.
There's no yearly fees, no maintenance fees.
Correct. And with Graceway, and Mercado Camera Systems, there's a yearly charge.
Adds up. Okay, commissioners, questions, comments?
Is there a warranty on these cameras?
Yes, sir. So the way Graceway works is if you buy the maintenance or the licensing, year one. I think that goes up to 10 years, each year. But those cameras are wanted for 10 years. With the licensing. With ASAP, it's 5 years.
I mean, and the deal in the district courtroom is a new law.
The new law is for the election.
Elections.
Elections and IT.
Yeah, so.
The servers have to have a camera on them now. Isn't that right? The servers, the word I'm gonna use. or-
Yeah, it's actually that room, anything that
Yeah.
deals with the data from elections or anything like that. Yeah, it has to be covered in the election itself.
The county clerk brought that to our attention at the last security meeting. So it's not the election's not 100% in place now. It is in bigger counties, but it's gonna funnel down to our county in the next few years is what they're telling the clerks at their conventions or whatever. That's what she reported. So
But it's not right now.
so if you didn't want to add that right now, you wouldn't, but I don't know what would it would cost if you waited and not do it at the same time.
You know, I'm not sure that the pricing on the cameras will be done, so who knows about labor. That's the labor should be jumping to this. On the table.
Well, if it's 5 years, your warranty's gonna be out on your cameras anyway. The way most stuff works, it takes 5 years to get anything accomplished.
And David, if we choose one, what's the time frame are we looking at? Are these companies able?
It's good to the end, through the end of this week for ASAP,
Yeah,
and then I think it's 30 days for the race.
and if we did pull the trigger, when would they start to work?
And as I assume, as soon as they can order the equipment.
Okay. Okay,
If we combine, if we do both the courthouse and the extra cameras, we're gonna give a little bit of break from all the traveling time and all the motels.
That is correct. Because they have to come back out and the lodging, all the things they have.
Right, but if we do it all, if we do it all together, they'll give us a little break on it. Okay. That's about $5,000.
okay, commissioners, questions, comments, discussion?
I'm a little shocked that the additional cameras is so much.
That does seem high for just 6 more
You know,
cameras. I thought the
yeah.
same thing.
Uh,
I mean, that's nearly $4,000 a camera.
So they submitted, what was it, 13 cameras for the big one?
Right.
If you had 6 more, it's like half of the price. So I mean, if you look at it that way, it's
About
possible.
it's comparable.
Of course, you also got the extra traveling time and another 2 weeks motels, that's $5,000 worth of extra stuff that's.
Yeah,
I personally would think the hotel and stuff would be on the company, not us.
Well, they're gonna close in their price. That's,
Then they should have.
I think from the tip standpoint, they have
Oh, they have, they're.
Wow.
Yeah, they,
We could give them a place to stay if it saves money.
I don't know, you know,
And bills too, right?
Absolutely.
Just like a bed and breakfast.
so, reading these two quotes that are presented in here. One for the law enforcement, one's for the courthouse. So the additional was on that second page, am I reading it right?
Yeah.
$500,000 is a lot of money for cameras. No,
I agree.
For the LEC, not only just in, for the jail controls.
Yeah, it's,
And
It's more to.
And I've discussed with the sheriff on that SB 22, which we're gonna look at. We're hoping there might be something that is still kind of sketchy. They're still working all the details out, but there's some information about equipment that we might possibly get something. Am I correct on that, Sheriff Hammonds, regarding cameras, maybe through SB 22 later?
Yeah, you are correct, Judge. And I think I forwarded maybe you and Commissioner Williams the text messages between myself and Lieutenant Dan Patrick, the Lieutenant Governor for the state of Texas. And when you say equipment, sometimes you got to be specific on what you're getting, more especially when it's a grant. But he has assured me through text messaging that the jail cameras, security cameras, are in line with the Senate Bill 22 funds, because it is law enforcement equipment and it supports the safety of employees and stuff of that nature. So when that comes about, I'm still waiting on some, which I think we all are, is on, the upfront purchase, or we still waiting on, I've heard anywhere from October to the 6th to January 10th, blah, 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 blah. So I don't know that anybody in the governor's office yet knows what date they're going. So you got the comptroller's office is the one that's kind of leading the charge on the programming and putting out that information. But when it does come out, it's going to be a good thing. I think, are set to get, 250,000, or I'd have to go back and look at it. But the only stipulation of that was that all the minimum salary have to be met. Those are the guidelines. And once that is done, all that excess money you can use to buy vehicles, firearms, training, hire other employees, or in this case, we really need those cameras in the jail. And I think it's a good opportunity to utilize those funds while we can get them. And I've been assured, the county judges and the county attorneys of the state of Texas have been receiving a stipend for a long time, and that money has not run out. And they have assured us that this, and why they called it a grant, and I guess it's because they've attached some of the equipment stuff to it, that this is not going to run out. They've assured us that this is nearly as good as the stipend that the county judges and the county attorneys are receiving, and then it's going to be there for practically longer than we're probably going to be here, more especially myself.
And last information, as Sheriff Hammonds knows, I think we can start applying for that grant January the 1st, which isn't too far off, unless they change something.
yeah, but not knowing that we have that money yet, I'd hate to spend.
Oh, sure.
I'd hate to spend money that we don't have.
I agree.
So-
I agree 100%.
And I think, one of the vendors that y'all were discussing, Verkada, and I can't remember I can't hear real good. I'm trying to hear the other one he's mentioned this morning.
ASAP.
ASAP, yeah, that, and I don't recall if ASAP does, but, there are some payment options there. I know we've done that in the past when we had I think Commissioner Williams was there, and I think Commissioner Wright, when we had to revamp the entire radio system and put it back in order. And I think actually Doug may have still been sheriff at that point in time. I don't remember, but anyway, we had to pay that out as well.
Okay.
Let me make sure I got this right. The 6 additional cameras is not necessarily by law implemented yet.
That's my understanding.
That's my understanding, yes.
And David, between ASAP and Gateway, we got two figures there.
Rachel, I apologize.
Oh, it's Graceway. I'm sorry, Graceway Group. I'm sorry.
But they have the yearly.
Yeah, they have the yearly maintenance fee. That's right. Okay,
So it's basically, it's about the same time you put the yearly fee.
yeah.
Usually it's pretty much a wall.
Yeah.
Well, if we were to choose, looks like the best would be ASAP than for just courthouse.
I think they've kind of stuck with us through this
Yeah,
lengthy.
lengthy is correct. Yes, I know. It's not easy going through all these quotes and bids and what we've been doing.
They both have been really good work.
Yes. Commissioners, comments?
Can you get by without the 6 extra cameras? In the courthouse?
Right now, they're saying that that's in the future. That it, I mean, if you got a 5-year warranty on these things and your warranty runs out,
You gotta
you know, it could very possibly take 5 years to even get these laws implemented. You know, so where you have to have that. I mean, wanting it and having to have it, to me, is two completely different things. I see absolutely no use for them being in here. We've got all the stuff we need anyway.
I agree, Commissioner Parton. Unless they say we have to, but we are on YouTube, as everyone knows.
The other side is we can always come back. That's what you're saying. We can always come
Yeah.
back and add them if they make it a have to.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's not a quote law right now that it has to be done, these things could be obsolete before it is law. I mean,
I agree.
I think we got a motion to do.
Well, we got it's consider an act on TIPS agreement for courthouse security cameras.
I'll make a motion that we go with ASAP for the original. The other
58,000.
950
For the courthouse only.
For the
Courthouse only. Okay, we got a motion presented, gentlemen. We got a motion from Commissioner Parton
I'll second.
for the courthouse security cameras with ASAP at 58,951.81. A second has been made by Commissioner Head. Any other questions or comments?
And we do have the money, right?
Yes.
Yes, we do have the money. Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor of approving ASAP for the courthouse only at 58,951.81, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Done. David, thank you. Number 10, consider an act on rural interlocal agreement for Hill Country Transit District. Gentlemen, I went to, one of the lengthy 315-minute Hill Country Transit District meeting in Belton last week. Very contentious. As you know, they're talking about doing away with some of our services. I think they already have. They had sent an interlocal agreement that I got in late Friday afternoon. There's some verbiage that was changed on that I'm not comfortable with signing right now. So I am going to recommend that we table this until next Commissioners Court meeting till I get some more information on it.
Is that a motion?
Yes, I'll make a motion. We table this. Yes.
Second.
Motion's been made by me to table the Hill Country Transit District interlocal agreement. A second by Commissioner Wright. Any other questions or discussion? Okay, all those in favor of tabling the agreement, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 11, considering an act on order of special election. Someone might compound that quicker than I can with all my stuff. No, here it is. I found it. Nope. You got it.
Order of special election,
Yes.
election to be hereby ordered to be held on November the 7th, 2023. That gives the dates of early election.
Yes.
Location is Lewis County Civic Center for early elections, and then precincts. Voting precincts 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 11.
Okay. Again, this came from our county district clerk. I'll make a motion that we approve the special elections. To be held November the 7th, a second by Commissioner Wright. Any discussion or questions? All those in favor of approving the special election, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 12, consider an act of resolution for Texas Indigent Defense Commission Grant Program. I've been informed this is something we sign every year through our Texas Indigent Defense work that they do. I will make a motion that we approve the resolution for the Indigent Commission Grant Program.
Second.
I made a motion, second by Commissioner Wright. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor of approving the resolution for Texas Indigent Defense Commission Grant Program, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 13, consider an act on the sale of the Ridge Schoolhouse property. This is another, go ahead.
Yeah, so at the request of the county attorney, we, he wants to table this, so until further information is gathered and something on his end, so.
Yeah,
Make a motion that we table this.
okay, a motion has been made by Commissioner Williams. Let me just throw in one comment. The question is, there's, Commissioner Williams has done a lot of research on this. And the surveyor he got has also, of course, done a lot of research. There's a lot of chains of title on this property. And County Attorney Hale had not had a chance to go through everything that he wanted to. He had told, I guess, Commissioner Williams and me that it'd be best to table this just to make sure we know exactly what we're selling. So anyway, Commissioner Williams has started with a motion. A second's been made by Commissioner Wright. Any other discussion or questions? All those in favor of tabling the Ridge Schoolhouse property, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, number 14, consider an act on TxDOT bridge rankings. I was in communication, let me find my notes, last week with Jason Scantling. He's the district director of transportation planning and development. Somebody's phone ring, must be Commissioner Parton. Get a loaf of bread and a gallon of milk. Or someone's road's in trouble.
No, it's a spam.
All right.
Florida.
Okay. Anyway, so we're on number 14, TxDOT bridge ranking. So I was talking to Jason Scantling, and commissioners, in your report, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bridges that have ratings on there. You'll see County Roads 433, 411, 508, 112, 427. Now, there's I asked them about all these ratings. Y'all may know what these ratings are. The SUFF rating, sufficiency rating. The higher the number, the better. But then there's average daily traffic counts also. Some of that was a little confusing. But what we're supposed to do this, and what he told me, we need to rank these bridges from 1 to 5, being which one needs the most work quickest.
Well, I'm gonna chime in. County Road, the one on County Road 433, Colorado River, that is the swinging bridge.
Yeah.
And I don't think that it needs, I mean, it says it's built in 1939. Well, it's been redone
Numerous times,
many
yeah.
times. And so it, in my opinion, it's in very well good shape.
Okay.
So
And again, I'll read
I
this.
would not rank that one very high.
Okay. Again, he said, please prioritize the structures by numbering them, 1 being the highest priority, and return the list by October 13th. Now, he also stated if there's other bridges in y'all's precincts commissioners that you think needs attention, let us know and we'll forward it to them. And y'all probably all got some bridges that need
That's
some
the
attention.
problem. I think each commissioner will be, favoring their own bridges in their precinct, but to me, like I say, I think the 427 Shaw Creek, it was built in 1920 in my precinct, and there's a lot of rock people that go across that thing, and I think that could be number 1. And then-
Well, my thing of it is, so we're prioritizing these, and I agree with Mike on this, but if you look at the one on 508 and the one on 512, They're already active. So does that mean that they're already doing those?
Well, what's confusing, they got ratings as fair to poor, but then that sufficiency rating doesn't really correspond. So that's where I was confused on some of these.
We have, this is Jason Scantling. I've been dealing with Justin Rails
Yeah,
that has been, but supposedly one on 508 and one on 112 are already set to be replaced.
Yeah, I thought they were already,
okay.
that's what it says in the notes.
Yeah, so I didn't know why are we having to rate them if they're already being replaced? I'm kind of like. I'm kind of like all.
Well, if they're already being replaced, I think best thing to do is just not worry about those two. And which one was again, 508, and which one?
It's the one that says active on them.
508 and
112, okay,
They're the ones that does. been
This shows active,
replaced
okay.
For a year.
okay.
Cause I went with Jason and I visited with him about these other bridges, and I don't think they were even well. The neighbors of Shaw Creek.
Yeah. Well, if they're already working on those two bridges on 508, 112, why don't we rank the other three bridges then? And if you have some other bridges you want brought to his attention, I would recommend send him an email probably directly from the commissioner would be the best way to do it, or I'll be glad to send it to him, whatever.
You wanna rank them, like I say, that Shaw Creek, Neighbors Creek, and then, I guess Brown's,
Or
or
Colorado River.
no, 411.
If
The Colorado River is the last one.
Yeah.
I do it, it's 5 for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's in pretty fair shape.
Okay. Well, so the question is between Shaw Creek and Neighbors Creek, which one wants the highest rating on that?
Well,
I wouldn't know unless I drowned them. I could, would have to I'd have to take Mike's word for that.
Yeah, okay, Shaw Creek,
yeah, Shaw Creek is one I think.
Okay.
It was built in 1920. and
yeah,
They write me up every year and I can change all the planks on it or fix
That's an old wooden bridge.
it's only 103 years old, okay.
And it's a wood bridge, it's all pieces.
Okay, so Shaw Creek 1, Neighbors Creek 2,
Yes, 411.
okay,
And then I would do 3 on both of the other two, not have a 4.
okay.
Since
Okay,
they're
so
al-
do
you see
3,
what I'm
3.
saying? So
Yeah.
they're already.
So the ones that are being done, let me make sure I got this right. So I got Shaw Creek number 1, Neighbors Creek number 2, then the two bridges on 508 and 112, give them a 3 since they're already being worked on.
Why would you do that?
What would you rank them at all?
I don't know. I'm
I
just,
wouldn't put them number 3 because they've already been approved to be
Okay.
replaced.
let's just
If you're
do,
gonna that, I'd put them both number 1 or 1 and 2.
okay, well, I'll send, I'm sure that's okay. I'll send word back to them that since they're being done, we didn't
I
rank.
just called Jason Stanton and
Yeah.
clarify that.
Yeah,
And I don't know that, like I said, the one that we've been dealing with, I have had dealings with Justin Scantlin, but the guy we've been dealing with
Justin Reyes.
is Justin Reyes. So I don't even know that they know what each other's doing. So,
Well, you know what? I will, after our meeting day, I'll call and give them the results and see if they know what's going on.
That's a good question. That's a good question there.
But you do have a direction if you.
Yes, yeah, we do have direction.
And so you could make
Yes.
that, you know what we're thinking.
Yes.
here, So.
And again, commissioners, I know y'all got lots of bridges needing repair on your roads. Do you all want to get me a list sometime the next couple of weeks? To send along to them, see what we can do.
Sure, I just
Yeah.
have those two.
Okay. Okay, that's all you have?
Blowout Creek, it's already.
Okay, Commissioner Head, did you have some other bridges need to be brought to their attention?
There's bridges, I only got one.
Okay, is it okay?
Yeah, it's a fairly new one.
It doesn't rain ever in your area, does it? You don't need
Well,
bridges.
his is at Center City, right?
Yeah,
The rest of mine are
okay,
low water crossing.
okay,
All of mine have been, replaced.
okay, Commissioner Barton? I know you got one that's,
I
that they're kind of working on.
don't know if I'll live long enough to see these two.
Okay, okay, all right, well, let's leave it at that. So the question is consider and act on text dot bridge rankings, so we're supposed to act on these. I'll make a motion that we do the number designations that we've described in court that I just described. Okay,
After contact with,
and I'll contact with Jason Scantling.
I'll second.
Okay, motion's been made by me regarding the rankings on the bridge rankings, a second by Commissioner Williams. Any other questions or discussion? All those in favor of consider of the bridge rankings, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 15, consider an act on distance between tin horns on county roads as per subdivision regulations and county road standards. Commissioner Porton, I think you're wanting to take this one.
Yeah, we do have this, hoop and horns project. 1,600 acres, 164 lots. Looked at it pretty much over the weekend. I don't think they came in and, applied for a preliminary plat, my understanding from.
It's my check Friday. I checked the clerk's office. Nothing's been filed as far as I know of. And
This really has nothing to do with them. They have a lot of county road access. But in the new subdivision ordinances, I thought it was in there. We did not put a minimum footage between tin horns. And I think it needs to be there.
Where'd the 120 feet come from?
Well, the 125 is,
150 foot. They've got, the lots have to be 150 foot wide.
oh, there's 125,
not 150.
150, okay, well,
And,
so, I mean, you
so
can't.
they're covered there, but we've already ran into it one place where we put 2 tin horns and there's 125 feet between those 2 tin horns. Now, the next landowner's wanting a tin horn. Well, by the time you put a 30-foot tin horn between 125 feet, you've got 95 foot, which is 47.5 foot on each side of the tin.
Mhm.
You can't blade in there, you can't do anything, it's not enough distance. So I think if we can adopt those, I thought it was in there, I think it needs to be 150 foot between tin horns. No closer than that.
What is the text dots rules, do you know?
TxDOT's 425 or 450.
I know that they took some out our way, took them out, that people put them in and they took them out because they were too close. But I don't know.
And of course, there's your concrete, on both ends, certain diameter, they have to have the pipes over them and everything else, which we don't have. But we still do have to have the distance to get in between these things and maintain our roads. Now, most everything in this is around 300 foot. They're fine as far as their distances, but there's 15 lots on one side of this thing within 3/4 of a mile.
When you say that distance, Bill, is this inside the,
From the tin horns.
I bet, well, in between the tin horns on, say if you had a county road. And you're saying that when you break this up, like you talked about on these lots, how can you get all that in between? You don't get in between them anyway. You blade the county road. You're not.
If you've got some washout or silting, you gotta get in there.
Do what?
If you've got washout or silting, you gotta get in between them.
In between the tin horns and the.
Yeah, you gotta make sure your tin horns stay open, is what Dale said.
On the county road.
I know it. But this is such
No,
small.
I'll come up and pull ditches or whatever.
Here's.
Is that- You're talking about on County Road 189,
Yes.
and that says it's 324 feet, is that what that's?
Most of theirs on there is fine. But that's about 4,000 foot, and you've got your probability of it gonna have 15 tin horns.
You cannot stop them from getting on their property, so what does the road look like there? I mean, are they gonna have to have
Flat.
holes?
It's pretty flat, but they're not gonna like to go through the ditch. Yeah. I personally think we need a minimum footage between tin horns because you're gonna get mess with these things.
I'm all for your recommendation, Commissioner Porton. I hadn't checked with County Attorney Hale. Assuming we legally can, I have no problem with it.
Have a call in to him. I did not hear back from him.
Okay.
Well, what would be your recommendation?
My recommendation would be 150 foot. Theoretically, if you've got a 300 foot lot, and you place a 10-horn in the center of it, then the next landowner is gonna have to do the same thing. You know,
But the other side of it is they could put. If you got a fence line, they could share a culvert, you know what I'm saying, and put it right on the fence line and each of them go in there in the corner of their land.
I put 60-foot 10
A 60-foot 10-horn in one spot, and then they'd still be 150, I mean, they'd be 300 foot apart, but yeah,
That'd be up to them.
but yeah, that.
That's what I'm saying, it's usually landlord where he wants the 10-horns, is it not, that you place them? Going into the property?
And it depends on how it
If
affects
it's
your
not
county
drainage,
road.
very well drainage, like we have a 10-horn coming across the county road, I won't let them put it on that, I'll make them move it up.
Yeah, that's where we get that's where we have say so is the
But
enter and exit to the county road. We can tell them where they can enter and exit, we just can't tell them they can't exit, so, or enter and exit.
If
Well, you
you
can
can set a
tell-
limit on that, then on the distance wise, if there's a 10-horn going across the county road at that point, then you're in trouble. Or as a county, we can set a 10-horn there. We won't have enough footage.
If.
Oh, he's talking about, we,
I'm not
It-
following you. I
he's
thought
talking about if you got
entrances.
2 entrances, 150 feet apart, you go, and the county has a 10-horn going this way, that's 3 10-horns in a 150-foot area.
In other words, if you have
The
the
one
one,
going across county road, don't it?
yeah, you have one going across the county road, here's your entrance going into the lot. And you put that 10-horn going into that lot there, then you might not have the distance on each side. Or you might not have the drainage going into that on the county right of way.
To the one crossing the road,
Yes, I've had them want me to put a 10-horn right where a 10-horn's already in existence, and I won't do it. I'll make them move it either up or downhill from it. So that 10-horn is still draining water across that county road.
Where you gonna get yours?
I've dealt with this probably more with these subdivisions. I ain't got much give on it. We're gonna have a distance between 10-horns.
And that's what I'm saying, if we put a distance, then we have to set it up.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Well, you don't have,
And your health says the county is not required to even put the 10-horns in.
Yeah.
That's something we've been trying to do so that we can get them put in to where they benefit our county road. And it's hard to put in 9 to 15 10-horns in a half to a 3/4 mile stretch.
True.
And benefit your county road. It's just next to impossible.
Especially when the road and the pasture is almost same height, I think.
isn't this 189, isn't that where that culvert is in such bad shape, Robert? That had the old train car down below.
It's farther down.
Oh, okay.
Dale, could we get with you and discuss before?
Yeah, we can look at
Because
that.
I'm not really, I don't think y'all understand what I'm saying, and I sure don't understand kind of, I know what you're saying between the distance of the 10-horns going into the property, but
One thing that scares me.
Well, there's be a point with silt, dirt and stuff that you're gonna have to clean out between them, and happens every.
The only thing is, I kind of think this is what you're saying, Mike, if I'm following you. If you say it's 150 feet between them, then you're locking yourself in that they have to be 150 feet. And if there's a culvert or something or obstruction, let's use the word obstruction, that affects us, and then we ended up moving it 200 feet, well, somebody's gonna say, well, they moved theirs is 200 feet apart, but I'm not 150.
Well, what I'm hearing from everybody, I think we need some more legwork and more information on this before we could do anything.
So let's say, I thought this was turned in, that this subdivision was filed. Is it filed or is it not filed?
No, it's not filed. Nothing's been turned in the clerk's office. I talked to Julie Friday. Nothing's been turned in Joy. And I thought someone's gonna be here today. I don't see anybody from the Hoof and Horns group here.
Okay.
About the
Then
preliminary plan.
I make a motion that we table it till we do some more research.
Okay, now that's a different deal.
No, we're on 15 on county roads
The
subdivision.
10 ones, I'm making a motion that we table it till we get further information.
Okay, Commissioner Williams has made a motion. We table the 10 horns to other information comes in. I believe Commissioner Wright, you made a second. Commissioner Ross made a second. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor of tabling the 10 horns on county roads per subdivision regulations, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. 16, consider an act on preliminary plat approval for Hoof and Horns Ranch. One thing that we have a question, it's been brought to my attention, there's one or two roads that are labeled wrong. Also, again, the question is about all the 10 horns on one side. And I don't see how we can approve the preliminary plat. We got questions on,
Well, they haven't turned it in. You can't-
and they haven't turned anything in yet. So I don't know what happened on that.
I don't have a clue. I told the guy, I talked to the guy, whoever this is. Marcus, somebody.
Yeah, Marcus.
Talked to him and told him I did have it on the agenda for October 9th, so they didn't come, but there are a lot of questions, but my understanding is they have to apply for a plat.
Plat before we can ask the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah,
So if they hadn't done that, there's nothing we can do,
yeah,
but there are a lot of questions.
yeah. And again, there's some road designation that is incorrect on this, right?
Yeah, they've numbered some roads wrong. But,
Yeah.
They've got lots of issues,
But we can't,
their design.
But that's not till after the preliminary is
Yeah.
filed, so.
yeah,
Yeah, they have to file a preliminary
uh,
plat before we can approve.
since they haven't brought a preliminary plat to us, I don't know how to approach this,
No action.
no action. Okay, we'll do no action on this. And that is number 16, preliminary plat approval for Hoof and Horns Ranch. So no action will be taken there, gentlemen. Moving on, number 17, consider an act on revising the 2024 regular commissioners court schedule. Commissioners, in your packet, you'll see there's 3 dates that we have a little change in. As you all know, our commissioner court meetings are the 2nd and 4th Monday of each month. And you'll see Tuesday, April 9th, Tuesday, May 28th, Tuesday, November 12th. Our commissioner court meetings instead of that Monday, because we'll be having things going on. Solar eclipse on that Monday, Memorial Day weekend on that May 28th, and Veterans Day, of course, November 11th. So if there's no other questions, comment, I'll make a motion that we approve the commissioner's court schedule for 2024.
Second.
Motion's been made by me, second by Commissioner Head. Any other questions? All those in favor of approving the commissioner's court schedule, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 18, consider act on new EMS building. Mr. Guy Burns, come on up, sir. As you all know, we had our open house, week before last? Good turnout. Everything is going pretty good. We still got door issues. And one thing, Guy, I don't know if you want to start with me, start. Commissioners, we got a few other items we got to get resolved in the next month or two regarding what we're going to do on the west side. Is one question. We got to get quotes on, how much concrete would be if we go that route. Also on the north side, I was looking at maybe doing like a half horseshoe curb or something and have a flagpole and just low zero top flower bed like at the law enforcement center. So those are some things we need to discuss. Guy, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, first of all, the Hamilton EMS, they are over. They're out, everything's going well.
Good.
All the crews are settled in and they're very grateful for the new building. And Dan Allison asked me to express that.
A lot better than our old residents.
The points that are still left to be addressed are the overhead doors, which I got an email back from Terrell Harris, said that Brown overhead doors are not interested because they want their doors. So that's where we're at on that. The other thing, we still have the bumper posts to be welded in.
Supposed to be done today.
Okay.
Good.
I talked to Buster on the concrete apron and asked him if he would give us a proposal on that, and we check with the commissioner's court first to make sure I'm on the same page on what y'all want done.
Yeah, and Guy, we need to, again, figure out what is he gonna give us a quote on. I mean, it sounded like to me, we may want 1 or 2 quotes from someone like Buster, right?
Yeah.
Depending on the
if it's-
price, of what- if we can afford to
If
do
it's,
this.
if it's under $50,000, we don't have to.
Yeah.
You can prove it. I personally, I like going with local vendors every time we can, and since I Buster
Yeah.
for the main portion of it, and did a great job. I'm ready to go. with
Yeah.
them on this.
Did a real good job. Yeah, I'm all for doing any kind of local help that we can use.
It's obvious in the last proposal that we got that Buster's gonna give us the best price. I don't think they're gonna be this close, not by a long shot.
And again, the question is, how much concrete do we pour, regarding this quote? I mean, do we want to get 2 quotes from Buster or 3 or what?
Well, we know
And I know it's gonna be under 50,000, I agree.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We know that the apron's gotta be a minimum of 35 feet from the building out and then turn into the asphalt drive. As far as it's gonna meet the sidewalk that comes out of the back, where the back door is, which goes all the way down to the garage. Now, if you want to continue to put a sidewalk all the way around the building, that's an option. You also have the option of on the south end to where there's nothing there where the parking lot just cut off. If you want to extend that out for additional parking on the side, or if you just want to put sidewalk in or not do anything. So whatever you want me to ask you to do. You want 2 proposals on that, the sidewalk or?
I think we need at least 2 there, yeah. And again, depending on the cost.
Driving the sidewalk at this time, and that's all I do right now. That's my opinion.
Sidewalk goes from.
On the backside. on
All the way
west
down
side
the
of
backside?
All the way down, and it.
Yeah.
Do
And
you want to include the south side on that also? Okay.
my big thing is those, Robert, and I'm talking about it, those.
Washouts.
Washouts.
Yeah,
It would solve that washout, let's spread it out anyway.
yeah, I think that'd help.
Okay.
Regarding a flagpole, I'm searching for a flagpole. I've got some contacts I'm working on.
Also, signage is the court interested in putting up any sort of signage.
But EMS has their signs on the building, don't they?
They do.
You know?
Well, what we're thinking about, I think what Guy's referring to is doing like a metal cutout, black sign says Mills County EMS. Am I correct on that, Guy? Just in front of that building or something?
Something simple.
If we want it or not, I mean, it's
You may not want it. all.
commissioner's decision. Something like Paul Kirby used to do. I don't know if he still does that or not.
I could
probably get Yeah, or somebody, yeah.
If you're out on the road to go Old Pretty Road and you're about to turn down Justice Lane, you want to have a sign big enough that if they look, they can see EMS station. I don't know if that has value or not. How many people are going to be going out there to show up? Walk-in treatment or whatever. I don't know.
We are there is gonna be entrance signs, TxDOT is working on trying to get put up on there on 84 stuff, but that's under TxDOT's evaluation right now, so.
How about the city of Millbrae on Old Pretty Road?
Yeah, we've got 2 signs, Rob Lindsay's already told us to put them up, the signs we've already got, Guy and I've already got, we just have to get them put up. I said, well, does the city want to put them up? They said, no, y'all put them up anywhere you want. But I have to get dig test to come out. Because we don't know what's in that ditch. Because they're not our ditches. And so it's,
And Dale on the north end, and this is for future, I would still like to say an additional slab with a water spout for the county.
Yeah, a good point.
That
I'm
can be
glad you brought that up.
Very definite asset, long run.
We probably might need to do that for doing this concrete. Would it affect where that water pipe is? I don't know where that water line is.
no, it's further.
It's further out.
Well, a little bit.
Well, we're gonna have to come across there because you're gonna have to come straight from their big line with a meter across there anyway.
Yeah, I don't think that slab's gonna make a difference because if you
Okay.
do tap into that 8-inch water line, it's gonna be.
gonna be about-
Oh, it's on the other side.
And the reason, I mean, city has been very easy to get along with.
Yeah.
but You have to take them your driver's license, get the key,
It's just-
go back, get your driver's license, give them the key.
It
It's.
it would
it's
save
a
time.
Load of 2,500 gallons, well, nobody has 2,500 gallon capacity. So basically, you're paying 2,500 gallons for 16, or paying for 2,500 gallons and you're getting 16. And so I just think it'd be a lot simpler and I think it'd pay for it. So you'd just be paying for the water. Whatever it costs per gallon.
I agree, Commissioner Parton. Do you want to talk to City Manager Rob Lindsay, or you want me to about that?
I don't mind talking to
Okay.
him at all. I just didn't figure right now until we get that back apron done. We don't need to spend any more money.
Yeah,
The only two other things that are left to address is the bay areas. Of course, as soon as they get the bay doors up, Commissioner Mike Wright has already offered to help me to pressure wash the floors, and then I'll paint them. The paint's already been purchased. It's at the general store, it's waiting to be mixed. I didn't want to mix it till it's ready to go. And the other thing is there's a 4-inch drain pipe that goes out to the north end of the building and sticks out, I don't know, 3 feet or so. We're gonna need to dig that up and, because it's what the 3 bay drains. And I talked with the city, that does not have to go through any type of trap or anything else. They said, no, just run it out, it's fine. So,
Just basically gotta get it unclogged.
yeah, so if they try to run water through those drains right now, it's gonna hit dirt and it's going back. So.
Where's that at?
It's on the north end, comes out the north end of the building,
On the north end of the building.
about dead center, about 3 foot out.
Yeah, 3 bay drains and they all tee right into the 4-inch pipe. And as I recall, it's stuck out in the building, maybe 2.5, 3 feet. But, and it's only down about 8, 10 inches.
There's stuff, you know, we need.
The last thing is the landscaping. Is progress.
Can't put it in the sewer line.
Where the concrete edge is now, and then it drops down a good 6 inches. Before you start hitting dirt and all. I don't know if y'all want to leave it like that, or if you want to come in and push the dirt up to it, or.
Where's that? I'm sorry.
north side of the
On the
building.
north side,
Until we do the landscaping, I don't know what we're gonna do with landscaping.
yeah,
I wouldn't worry about it.
okay. That's,
Because if we're wanting to do landscaping like the judge is talking about, like at the law enforcement center, we'll just fill it in with that. What was that? Granite, what it's, that can decompose granite.
Yeah,
Yeah, Sheriff.
Sheriff Hammonds has a question. Go ahead, Sheriff Hammonds.
Yeah, that granite has become more of a pain than anything because, of course, number one, who would have ever thought that we would have a torrential flood more than once down there? I've even researched some stuff that's called gravel lock that you spray and it's supposed to basically lock it down. But with the force of that water that comes down there, I think we're better suited trying to cover up as much as we can. And Jason, you probably have more access than I do out west to some of those bigger sandstone rocks. And I don't think they're going to wash off. And, there's areas there that it really doesn't affect it much. But as it washes away, I think we just start covering up with those bigger sandstone rocks. I know you and probably Commissioner Wright both have got that type of rock out in your precincts and stuff, but I don't know where we are as far as the claim with insurance. I think that's all we claim. We got some heavy washout along that fence between us and Schuster's where you can actually see the concrete, at the bottom of the poles.
That's what I brought up on my third, where it goes to the gate, it yours all that out. And I don't know.
Up there, up by where Clint parks his truck, is that where you're talking about? Oh, I have.
As you go through that gate there, it goes in between there and Schuster's. There's a curve, but at that point, it runs off that cement to Schuster's and it's forced out of place. Probably, I don't know, 4x4.
Are you talking about doing some concrete work there, Commissioner Rod, or
That's
what?
what I thought.
Yeah.
One way to hold it, just do some full time.
We might want to have Buster look at that too.
okay.
'Cause
But and to what Commissioner Wright said, you know, we tried to just put that small chute in there, hoping that would help. But that didn't. I mean, it's gonna have to be all the way the width of the gate, or, you know, each side of the actual swing of the
Okay.
post.
Agreed.
Well, God, let's, contact, when we talk to Buster, let's see, be sure to point that out too. You know where they're talking about. That'd be on the south,
Yes.
yeah, south side of the law enforcement center.
Okay, do we want to set this up in one,
No,
No,
two jobs?
divide them up into mini jobs.
Okay.
Okay,
Deputy Purcell knows, he's one that showed me where it was at on the corner there, you can ask him when you get out there.
I'll go with that step.
okay.
That's all I've got on the EMS station.
We'll keep plugging along. Maybe we'll get those doors put up sometime this year, huh?
Oh,
Okay, Guy, thank you. Any questions for Guy? Hearing none, we'll go to Commissioner's requests and reports. Commissioner Wright, oh, sorry.
That was a consider
oh,
that.
Excuse me. Thank you for catching that.
Is there any action?
Well, we always have to consider an act on the EMS building in case we have to do anything.
Okay. I make a motion that we, allow Guy to get proposals from the concrete, Taylor Construction,
Okay,
to head forward on some of the issues that he presented.
okay.
second,
Motion's been made by Commissioner Williams to proceed with the concrete quotes. Second by Commissioner Head. Any other questions or discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it.
So just be clear, two quotes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Guy. And thank you, Julie, for looking after us. Moving on. Commissioners' requests and reports. Commissioner Wright, go ahead.
We've been cutting brush on 315, 411, 412, 423, and 424, 429, 427. We replaced the fuel filter on the Mack truck, it was for, so we had fuel filter and we replaced it for. And also replaced the motor on the tarp on the belly, it's ready to go again. And, we drove out, the judge and I drove out the Rolling Oak subdivision last week Friday, and that's all I have.
Commissioner Head, go ahead. Yes.
we did some blazing overhead, a little bit more, and then, we've been digging in the pit, trying to get some material dug up before, we get too much rainwater in it, so. We've done that, and, about it, I guess.
Okay. Commissioner Parton?
Been using some of the state-based stuff that we got from TxDOT, I guess it'd be basically Sherman Street or County Road 508, Mullen, got it topped. Gonna move over to Brady, talk to the landowners, we're gonna rip up the pavement on Slade Street. Grind it and put that stuff down and see if we can't make a better road there. Wood, I don't know if we need to do that, would like for the other commissioners to look at this, Hoop and Orange project. I don't know if we need to do that before we adjourn, basically.
I'm ready anytime we can sneak out there. I'd love to go out there with you.
No, I mean, no.
Oh, look at the plat. We know it was really, since they didn't show up, I don't know anything we need to do. I mean, there's some questions we have with it still. We brought out in Commissioner's Court. I don't know. What y'all's thinking?
After court, we said, well, we can't.
We
can't
can't
have
have
a
a workshop. We may need to have a workshop. I think we need to do a workshop.
Yeah.
Well, until they file the plat, I don't know what we can do until it's official.
Yeah, they got, but
Once
right
they-
along, I want everybody to look at this is because what they're proposing and here to me will not work.
They cannot file the plat until the commissioners approve it.
And again, we discussed there's still some things on that plat that we have questions about. I mean,
Right, but
Yeah.
if y'all are ready to file it at our office, they can't do that until it's approved, y'all.
and again, we thought somebody was gonna be here today. answer these questions that we had.
Okay, we've been seeing it's the other way around now.
Yeah. So I don't see anything that we can, I mean, we can do a workshop sometime once they bring another plat in with the correct roads and everything.
And I agree, it's just,
Yeah.
you know, the preliminary thing is not correct, we're not. It
Yes.
needs to be correct.
Yes.
That's all I got.
Okay, Commissioner Williams?
We've been doing some blade work and, I was short both hands last week. One was out of town on vacation, the other one was sick, so didn't get a ton done last week. Had a lot of meetings and stuff like that with some landowners and got some stuff coming up, but, we'll be hauling material today. Working on County Road 508 all week, due to a bad washout that we're working on. So,
Okay. Is that it?
mhm.
All right, on my sheet here, what number are we on? Number 20, County Judge's Report. County Judge's Report, one, I've been brought to my attention that Mullins Back Second Annual Rebuilding Celebration is going to take place on November the 4th, 1 to 4 p.m. So all the folks in Mullen appreciate coming out if you can. They're doing a good job. We have a tire disposal. We've had dates changed, I think, 3 times, and we do have a set time for the tire disposal, November the 17th from 3 to 6, November the 18th from 7 to 12 at the Gulfway Masonic Lodge out here. And there'll be notices in the Gulfway Eagle coming up soon about that. And I'll be available to help, and the commissioners, if you're in your hands having help, to help on those 2 days. That's Friday and Saturday. And the only thing else I got, the burn ban is still on. I keep getting calls, but the burn ban is still on.
So just to add on what the judge said about the tire pickup, if your road hands are gonna work, that's after hours. And so that will be comp time for them if your road hands work.
Or
Just
they
make sure
volunteer.
you're aware of that.
Or they volunteer.
Or they volunteer. But if you're making them, then it's fine line of them working for the county. That's a fine line, and
Okay,
Hey, real quick, want to interject, we should have the availability if you need some trustees to help down there. We should be able to offer that up as well.
that'd be good, Sheriff Hammonds. And also there's at times, if you got some guy has been looking for some help around the courthouse lawn and stuff, if you have some new ones in that won't work or can work.
Yeah, all guys got to do is call us, let us know.
Okay.
Make
Right.
motion to adjourn.
Motion been made by Commissioner Wright to adjourn. A second by Commissioner Head. All those in favor, my favorite thing to do, David, adjourning, say aye. Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, Clint.